Your trades look solid, but your P&L tells a different story. I've been there. That's what led me to TraderSync, a trading journal that promises to pinpoint exactly where you're leaking profits. But can it actually help you trade better, or is it just another flashy tool? Well, stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know if it's the missing piece in your trading strategy or a waste of money. But before I ever synced my first trade on TraderSync trading journal platform, I did what I always do. I went hunting for the ugly stuff. You know, the one-star TraderSync reviews, the frustrated traders, the people who are having a little bit of a hard time using the platform. Because when trading journal software breaks, it'll usually be in the first part of the one-star reviews that you find it. And here's one TraderSync review that stood out to me. Someone said that the platform was confusing, said the layout didn't feel next-gen. He wasn't impressed by the strategy or plans feature. He also pointed out that the simulator only had stocks. Now, was that concerning? A little bit, but here's what I found when I looked deeper into this trading journal app. First, the TraderSync team actually replied to this comment politely, explaining that the platform does support forex, crypto, and other markets, just not on the stock-only sim. They also invited him to reach out for more personal help from support if he needed it. And this tells me two different things. One, there may have been some confusion or user error involved in this situation. Two, the support team and the team behind them is paying attention. Now, let's be real. Every options trading journal platform has the occasional unhappy customer. That's the internet, after all. But it's what I found next that really made me give this forex trading journal a fair shot. One active TraderSync options trader said he'd tried other trading journals like TradeViz, TradeMetria, TradeView, and even EdgeWonk, but TraderSync was the only one that he'd recommend. Why? Because to him it was intuitive. The others were too complex or too rigid. And trust me, I've used those platforms too. I get it. Another user compared this online trading journal to TraderView. He said TraderSync's dashboard was deeper than it looked, and the analysis tools were a huge plus, and the AI assistant added serious value. He even said it was a no-brainer once you factored in the features versus the pricing. So while a few bumps exist, like maybe a steeper learning curve for some, it seems that most users aren't just satisfied, they're genuinely leveling up their trading with this tool. Now, let's get into what TraderSync actually does, because this is where things get interesting. The first thing that hit me wasn't the pretty charts. It was how personal this stock trading platform feels. TraderSync isn't just here to handle your trading log, it's designed to make you better at trading, period. So everything is built that way. Let's start with the strategy checker. This is the feature that got my attention quickly. I kept wondering, am I following my own rules when I do my trades? Or sometimes, no, it turns out not always. So Strategy Tester basically holds a mirror up to your trading behavior. It shows when you're consistent, when you're not, and what rules might actually be making you more money. I found patterns that I didn't even know existed. One of my setups, which I thought was profitable, was actually dragging down my win rate because I kept skipping an entry rule. This tool exposed that and other things like it. Then there's the custom filtering. If you're the kind of trader who wants to dig deep, this is a goldmine. Instead of like a one-size-fits-all journal, TraderSync lets you filter your trade data with ridiculous precision. I was able to isolate how my trades performed on Mondays after a red Friday. So like, who tracks that kind of things manually? Not me, but TraderSync made it pretty simple. And for someone trading full-time, that insight was huge. And the new trade details layout, total game changer. The way TraderSync restructured this page to prioritize the chart itself, that's when I knew they'd been listening to some feedback. So every entry, exit, and note is anchored to the price action itself. For technical traders like me, this just helped everything click. I could see the story behind every single trade, not just like the numbers and the size of it. So Next, I want to talk about rolling exit feature. This one surprised me. It lets you run simulations on what your return would have looked like if you had stayed in the trade longer. I used it on a few losing trades and realized I was exiting too early. Not always, but often enough to hurt my R multiple. This feature didn't just give me insight, it helped me refine my exit strategy. Of course, there's backtesting. Not the clunky backtesting that you might get in some other competitive platforms. TraderSync's backtesting, I think, is pretty streamlined for what you get compared to a lot of the other competitors and a lot of the other tools in the market. It's not perfect, I wouldn't say, but it's integrated right next to your journal, which means you can test strategies in context, not in a vacuum. I compared this to TradesViz, which also offers backtesting, but it feels less cohesive to me. With TraderSync, it all just works together. And one of my favorite parts is the reporting tool. You can toggle between gross and net profits, between R multiple and flat currency like USD. That matters. Sometimes I want to see risk-adjusted returns. Other times I just want to know how much money I actually made after commissions. TraderSync lets you see both. And as for assets, the coverage is pretty solid. Stocks, options, forex, crypto, futures, ETFs, they've got everything. I do wish the simulator expanded beyond just stocks itself, but for journaling, this has everything I need. Compared to competitors like TradesViz, I noticed that TraderSync feels more modern, cleaner, and more importantly, it just works better for options traders. I trade options frequently, and the support here was way more refined, making it the best trading journal for me. I also looked at some more reviews. One user said that he switched after trying almost every other trading journal and hasn't looked back after coming here. For me, the automation of trade importing sealed it. I spend usually way too much time uploading CSVs like with TradesViz, but with TraderSync, my trades are pulled in automatically. So yeah, whether you want surface level tracking or deep analytics, TraderSync covers both, and it does it in a way that's cleaner and more intuitive than anything I've used so far. Now, is TraderSync perfect? No tool is, but the only thing that gave me a little pause early on was just the amount of data it throws at you. If you're brand new to journaling, it might feel like a bit much, but once I spent just a little bit of time, a few sessions playing around, things started clicking. The platform is pretty well designed. It just assumes you're serious about trading and have some background knowledge. And that's not a bad thing. In fact, I see it as kind of a plus. If you're going to use a trading journal to truly improve your edge, you want it to go deep and have all those tools. And TraderSync does. But when it comes to TraderSync's cost, TraderSync isn't the cheapest trading journal out there. And honestly, I didn't see the cost of TraderSync Premium as a deal breaker for me at all. In fact, I think it can be a good thing. It means that it's just cheap tools are, kind of like that. They're often just cheap. What I can say firsthand from use is this. For what you're getting, I think the pricing is fair. If you're a hobby trader, maybe that would feel pretty high, but if you're trading seriously, constantly, you need all those extra details, you need those tools, this is the investment that it takes. And here's the thing, they do run promos from time to time. Check the link in the description for the most up-to-date pricing and any current promos. They change often and we keep it updated. And if you're watching this because you're on the fence, this TraderSync review should give you a pretty clear picture of whether it fits your needs or not. If your trades seem solid, but your results aren't adding up, TraderSync might be the tool that you didn't know you needed. It's not hype, it's a trading journal that gives you real insights, the kind that can actually shift how you trade. Check the link in the description of this video to get started with our special discount and coupon.